This scene you're looking at was created using Seedance 2.5 plus Blender, and it only took me a few minutes to make. The best part? You don't need any Blender experience to use this method. Once you understand the workflow I'm about to show you, you'll possess a skill most AI filmmakers still struggle with, which is precise camera control. Because normally, you can describe a camera movement in your prompt, but you're still relying on the AI to interpret what you mean. Therefore, I'll show you how to get full control over the camera's path, just like a real film director. For example, this shot was generated with Seedance, but first I created a complete 3D reference animation inside Blender to define exactly how I wanted the camera to move, and I didn't build it manually. Claude did. By connecting Claude directly to Blender through MCP, you can give Claude full control over Blender. Once connected, it then builds the scene, position the camera, and animate the camera movement for you inside Blender. Once the scene is ready, you render the animation and use that video as a reference inside Seedance 2.5. So instead of repeatedly generating videos and hoping the AI gives you the camera movement you want, you direct the shot first. You control where the camera starts, how it moves, and where it ends. Then Seedance handles the final cinematic generation. So for this workflow, we're going to use three tools: Claude, Blender, and Higgsfield. Claude will build and animate our 3D scene. Blender will give us precise camera control. And inside Higgsfield, we'll use Seedance 2.5 to turn that reference into our final cinematic shot. Now let me show you exactly how to set up Claude with Blender. You don't need any experience with Blender since Claude will do most of the work for you. First things first, you'll need to download both Blender and Claude Desktop. Once they're installed, open Claude Desktop and go to Settings. Head over to Connectors, click Add, and then select Browse Connectors. Search for Blender, click the plus button, and hit Download. Once it's installed, make sure the connector is enabled. You should see the toggle button switched on. Next, go to the Blender MCP server page. Navigate to the Add-on section and download the zip file. Now open Blender and simply drag and drop the zip file directly into the Blender window. A small prompt will appear. Just click OK. Next, inside Blender, go to Edit, then System, and under Network, enable Allow Network Access. Then go to Add-ons, expand MCP, scroll down, and click Start MCP Bridge Server. And just like that, you've successfully connected Claude to Blender through MCP. Now, let's move on to the next step. Open the Claude application on your desktop or laptop. From here, click the plus icon, go to Skills, then Manage Skills, and click Add. Now upload the skill by dragging and dropping it here. Once it's uploaded, you'll see it appear inside your skill list. To activate it, type /Blender Prompt Director, select the skill, and type Start. The skill will now guide you through the process step by step. First, you can either describe the scene you want to create or upload an image reference. For our first example, let's start by describing our own scene. We're going for a police chase on the Brooklyn Bridge, so I'll enter this prompt and send it. Claude will analyze the scene and create an image prompt for our starting frame, which we will use later. Next, it asks us to describe the camera path or use one of the suggested options. For this shot, I like Claude's suggestion, so I'll go with the hybrid camera movement and continue. Claude will now ask for some permissions to control Blender. Just press allow when prompted so it can start building the scene. If we switch over to Blender, you can actually watch the world being created. After a few minutes, we have our complete 3D environment, including the vehicles, camera position, and animation. And if we press play, we can preview the entire shot. But there's one problem. The car intersects with part of the environment, which obviously wouldn't happen in real life. Instead of fixing this manually in Blender, we can simply tell Claude to correct it and make sure the vehicles don't intersect with any geometry. Once that's fixed, we have a much cleaner reference animation. Next, we need to turn the first frame of our Blender animation into a fully rendered starting image. First, capture the starting frame from the animation, then scroll back up in Claude and copy the image prompt it created for us earlier. Now head over to Higgsfield, upload the starting frame, and paste in the prompt. For this example, I'm going to test 4 different models: GPT Image 2, Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana 2, and Seedream 5. Set the aspect ratio to 16:9, then generate. Once the generations are complete, we have these 4 results. I really like the Seedream 5 generation, so let's continue with it. For the next step, we'll use the Blender animation together with our starting image to create the final Seedance prompt. Upload both to Claude and ask, based on the Blender reference video and the attached image, create a video prompt for Seedance 2.5. By doing so, Claude will generate the final video prompt for you. Copy that prompt and head over to Higgsfield. Select Seedance 2.5, upload the Blender reference video, and then upload your starting frame. The starting frame will define the environment and visual style, while the Blender animation controls the camera movement and action. Paste in the video prompt and set the duration to 15 seconds. Make sure the reference video and starting image remain stacked correctly. Now we can generate the video, and here's the final result. We get this cinematic police chase on the Brooklyn Bridge. But more importantly, when you compare it with our Blender reference, you can see how closely the final shot follows the movement we designed. That's what makes this workflow so powerful, because you can direct the camera movement yourself and use Blender as the blueprint for the final generation. Now, with the release of Seedance 2.5, we can take this workflow even further. One of the biggest upgrades is that Seedance 2.5 can generate videos up to 30 seconds long. So to test this, we asked Claude to extend our Blender animation from 15 to 30 seconds. And as you can see, it did. This extension allows us to create much longer and more complex camera movements in Blender, and then we can use the entire animation as one continuous reference. But the bigger advantage is references. Seedance 2.5 supports up to 50 references, including images, videos, audio, and more. So besides our Blender animation, we can add references for the main car, police vehicles, characters, clothing, props, or anything else we want to keep consistent. Instead of describing every detail in the prompt, we can actually show Seedance exactly what those elements should look like. Think of it this way. Blender controls the movement, the references control the appearance, and the prompt ties everything together. So for our final test, we uploaded all of these references into Seedance 2.5. Finally, before generating the final video, make sure every reference is tagged correctly inside the prompt, so Seedance knows exactly which visual to use for each element. Once everything is tagged, scroll down and set the duration to 30 seconds and the resolution to 1080p, which is also available with Seedance 2.5. Now with these settings locked in, let's generate it and see how well Seedance combines everything into the final cinematic shot. Now that the final video is generated, let's watch it. And as you can see, we can clearly see our midnight purple Audi coming back exactly as intended, and Seedance also did a great job matching the police cars to their reference sheets, so it clearly understands the visual references we provided. The only references that are harder to judge are the characters. Since they're sitting inside the cars and mostly hidden behind tinted windows, therefore we don't get a clear enough view to properly verify their identities. But overall, Seedance did a great job following the camera path from our Blender reference while maintaining the vehicles and visual style we wanted. I also really like the sound design and effects it generated. They make the entire scene feel like a real cinematic police chase. And that's what makes this workflow so interesting. Blender gives us control over the shot, while Seedance 2.5 turns that blueprint into the final cinematic video. I'll definitely be exploring this workflow further in upcoming videos. So, if you want to see more AI animation breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Also, all the tools, links, and skills used in this video can be found in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.